It's your girl Brittney here, also known as Live.Radiance, and tonight I have my husband. That's what I call you on social media.
I go by a few names.
My husband, all that other stuff. Chris, he's joining me today. I posted on social media that it was our 2-year anniversary, and that if anybody wanted to see him on the show, to like the post and tell us what to talk about. And we got a couple likes and a few suggestions, so he agreed to join me. Hopefully it won't be the last time.
Yeah, probably not.
We'll see. So today we just want to talk about 2 years. What has that looked like? What have we learned? The ups, the downs, the real, the like just nitty gritty of what marriage really looks like, feels like, and how much work it takes. It's like a job. We get paid?
No.
Not in money.
No.
We get paid.
Yeah. No. It's the
in
benefit package.
Happiness and
Yeah, the benefit package is pretty good.
So yeah. So we're just gonna talk about a few things that we've learned over the last 2 years. Wanna go first?
Oh no. I think it's minimum let ladies go first. I'll finish up.
So, number one, y'all, first of all, he's real quiet. Everybody thinks he's really quiet, but he's really not. Like, he stay with the jokes, stay with the little side comments that have me looking at him like, okay. But it's all right, because people think he's all laid back, cool, nice. If you get to know him, he's really all of that. But still, he could be a jerk. Not jerk.
It's out there now. You know, okay.
Not jerk, but like.
That's why I'm finished. Wait.
Whatever. Okay, anyway. So my first lesson is he cannot read my mind. I don't like having to tell people what I need them to do, especially not more than once. But in this relationship, I've learned that if I don't say what I want, I'm not going to get it. Because he's not a person who just does things because he's thinking about it. Not like a multitasker in the true sense of the word. Like, he's kind of one track minded, focused on whatever his goal is at that particular point. So if I'm saying, hey, I'm really tired, what's for dinner? He doesn't hear that as, oh, she's tired, let me cook dinner. He hears that as, okay, let's just grab some snacks. Grab some snacks out the pantry while we get work done. No, I want food. I actually want food. So I would need to say, hey, I'm really tired. You mind cooking dinner tonight? Or, can you fix us something to eat? For him to actually fix his food. And it happens with other things too. Little stuff like taking out the trash or, cuddling. Like, if I want to cuddle and you got stuff going on, I can't just sit there and be like, man, like, why he not cuddling? I have to say something. Otherwise, I just sit there and be like, really in my mind, I'm having a battle of emotions. Like, he's making me mad because he doesn't know what I need right now. When in actuality, I just haven't said anything. So, first lesson, definitely learned. He can't read my mind. I have to say what I need, what I want.
All right, so I'm gonna give my version on that. She's right, and I've told her plenty of times before. I'm not psychic. Never was, never will be. I said psychic. It's my accent. Let me finish, please. So I can't read her mind. I don't have telepathy, and that's something that I have to. I've already accepted. It was to a point where I was trying to go above and beyond to prove that I could. I guess know her better in a sense. Try to anticipate what she's thinking. I let that go. Pretty much, I learned that I have to do what I can with the information that I have. That doesn't mean that I'll always get it right, but what I will do is make sure that I address that need. So the example she used, if she's tired, then I know she's gonna want something to eat. Well, cooking dinner, that does cross my mind, but I understand it's late, so that would prolong her having something to eat. And when she gets in, she needs to get something to eat right away so she can get to her work. So that's why I try to do something more practical to address the issue. So cooking dinner could be reserved for a later time when we have more time to enjoy it. So I'm really trying to think of, the shortest line between A to B. So again, see, I am linear thinking. I try to make sure that I do whatever I'm doing very well, and that often creates problems with multitasking. She's a great multitasker. I just pretty much let that go too. I'm not gonna do it the way she likes to do it. I can do something very well one at a time, but if I do too many things at one time, it gets sloppy. So I just accepted that's who I am. I can focus on it and make sure it gets done very well. And through time, I may be able to do a little bit more things efficiently, but I have my limits. So I've already accepted that, and I don't trip over it. She may do, but again, that's neither here nor there. I pretty much already accepted it, and I at least tell her, okay, I can't do this. I'll try my best, but still, you have to talk to me because I'm never going to be able to read your mind 100%, and vice versa.
All right. Finished? You done? Is you finished or is you?
One of those two.
Okay. Number 2 for me, definitely, this probably is for both of us. We fell in love with each other's avatar. So that persona you kind of give off when you first meet a person, like you kind of portray yourself. And it's not that you're not this person, it's just that in those early stages you aren't seeing all the flaws. So we're in college, he sees me ripping and running around campus like a boss child. I'm really lazy in real life, but he saw this multitasking, organization running, multiple organizations, not just one, socialite lead. Like, okay, that's me when I'm in that element, but I mean, if I could be lazy and just sit at home all day and not do a thing, I would. If I could get paid for like sleeping, I would. And for him, I think I fell in love with this, and it's not that he's not this either. It's just that there are flaws that come with it. But he was very intellectual, very well spoken, fine, football playing, body like,
Go on.
Whatever. But underneath all that, he was really like a donkey butt. I can't say the actual word.
Okay. I want you to elaborate.
I think you're a jacket.
I can't.
I think you're a jacket. Anyway, so he's kind of a meanie sometimes. And it's not that he's like rude or disrespectful, but I'm a very emotionally connected person, and sometimes he's just sometimes he is just like totally not with the emotions. Like it's either A or B. It's not, there's no gray area. He don't really feel the same way I feel about certain things. Like he'll look at me crying over something and like, babe, you doing too much. Like it's not that serious. What was that one thing at the gym?
Yeah, I know.
At the gym.
I'm still surprised about that one.
Whatever. We're at the gym, and our gym, Titus Fitness, woo woo. Anyway, they're celebrating like 9 years, and so the owner Tasha had everybody write on the wall, and this was real petty now that I think about it. But I was pissed.
Thank you.
Whatever, don't do that. Okay, so I wrote on the wall for us from the Jacksons. Thank you for getting us beyond wedding ready, or something I wrote on there. I'm just like, oh, and I told him, I said, babe, I wrote on the wall for us. He goes and write his own signature on the wall. I'm like, that is so, what do you call it? How do you say ununified? It's ununified. Is that a word? Anyway, it was not showing unity. And he was like, but they asked me to write on the wall. And it was just real matter of fact. And I was like, but I already told you I wrote on the wall. It's petty. Yes, very, very petty now. But stuff like that. Like, I was very, a little annoyed. And he was just like, it's not that serious. So it is that serious. It was serious to me. Got some thoughts?
I do, but I'm just waiting till you get finished.
I'm done. Anyway, long story
Yeah.
short, we fell in love with each other's avatar. There is a ton of stuff. I'm probably annoyed with him like 90% of the time that we're together. That's a lot. That don't mean I don't love you during those times, right?
No.
Okay, so like 90% of the time, I'm still in love with him, but I'm annoyed. Like I don't wanna deal with whatever he's just done. I don't want to talk to him, or I do want to talk to him, but I don't say nothing to him. So it seems like I don't want to talk to him, and he's just like, well, she ain't talking. So I'm like, no, Negro, you need to talk to me. But yeah, I think we fell in love, not realizing that there was some defectiveness there.
Great choice of words. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit here. So going back to the example
This will be
where
the last time I invite you on the show.
no, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So backtracking to the incident at the gym. The reason why I didn't think it was such a big deal because Tasha was having everyone right on the wall. It's fine, even though she already wrote on there. Okay, I could still put something on there, and the fact that we would be, I guess, disconnected in a sense. My question was like to who, like who's judging us? Who are we trying to impress? Like, we're not gonna get a divorce because I wrote on the wall. So I'm thinking, what's the consequences of this? Why is this such a big deal? And it didn't register with me. So I was like, you know what, whatever. Okay. So again, just the way we think, it's very different. Again, she's already stated she's very emotional in her decision making. I'm anti-emotional. Not to say I don't have emotions, but I try to make sure that when I do confront problems that is solution based. I figure emotions is gonna change throughout the time. It's gonna be up and down, left and right. So I need something a little more, I guess, stable, to make a decision with. So that's why I say, okay, you may be doing a little too much. Stop, pause, think about it. But as far as with the avatars that I fell in love with, I had a nickname for her. I met her. Her name was Miss All American. Because again, she to me, in my eyes, she could do like everything. She was ripping and running on campus. She was involved in organizations. Delta. I mean, like everything was just all in order. So I was impressed by that. Now I see, okay, it wasn't necessarily a facade, but it wasn't the whole story. Now I know, that I see everything behind, that organizational skills. Yeah, let's just say, it wasn't all what I thought it was. So yeah, I had to kind of let go of that, I guess that dream. So again, come to reality and understand, she does have, some moments where she may not be organized, or she's just really tired.
I'm messy.
So yeah, she does have those moments where organization is lacking. But I had to understand. Okay, well, this is the real her. Then, okay, that's what's up. But again, I try to make sure I'm like, hey, look, this is messy. You need to get together. I say sometimes in ways where it's not offensive, hopefully, as I know of. But I try to at least make sure to compromise. So if something is messy, I'll volunteer to clean it up, or I'll just go ahead and just take initiative and just start cleaning things up myself. So again, the avatars that we saw in each other at the beginning, that was that reeled us in, but now we understand there's more to it.
You said something during your little spiel about me being fake. That it wasn't something. Yeah, it wasn't something we would get divorced over. So like that was my third lesson. You can't you cannot threaten divorce, and I've never threatened divorce. Right. I haven't said divorce. I have talked about leaving until things kind of blow over. So like that lesson was you can't really run. You can't run every time there's a problem. Marriage is a marathon. Like people are out here failing because they think it's just a one hitter quitter, one way to work this thing out. You do the same thing over and over, and if it doesn't work, you just leave. We're changing like every day. So that goes back to the avatar thing. Like whatever we saw on campus at UGA, all those years ago, neither one of us are really that same person, not holistically now. Um, and also, when we first started dating, he would cater to my emotions a lot more. And once we got toward the engaged and being married parts of our courtship, he was like, okay, I can't keep babying you. So then it became like anytime I didn't get my way, I was like, I just want to leave. I'm just going to leave until you get your stuff together. It really was until I get myself together, most times. But like it was just a realization that you can't do that. And when I say a realization, it didn't come from me realizing that I just couldn't do this. It was like my mom or my sister or my best friend telling me, girl, like you need to calm down, chill out. Like this is marriage, this is what you signed up for. If he's pissing you off right now, then take some time, pray about it, talk about it, and then it'll blow over. Learn from it. So that was a big thing. One of the big things for me, like can't just leave just because I'm mad. Can't just walk out the house and drive off somewhere. Anything can happen. Something can happen to me. I ain't said I love you. Last thing you remember is me slamming doors or something like that. So I mean, it's work. It's not I won't say marriage is hard because I don't like to hear that. What's hard is people getting over their own proclivities. Like whatever I have going on with me, whether it be emotional turmoil or, trust issues or whatever, I have to get over that in order for this to work. So you can't just run at the drop of a hat.
Back off of that, marriage is not something that I guess is gonna come easy. I think a lot of the stigma behind it is that it's so hard that what's the point? But anything worth having is worth working and fighting for. So again, it's not gonna be cakewalk all the time. Some days are gonna be it's gonna be great. It's gonna feel real smooth and simple. Other days you're gonna have to fight for it. When we have disagreements, I'm the type of person where I need my space. I don't feel like talking. I do not want to cuddle. Like nah, like give me my 50 feet. So I can give so I can get myself together because I'm in no position to communicate right now. So once I'm straight internally, then we come back and then we deal with it. She's not that way. She can just go straight into it and then like right after a heated moment, just want to love all on each other.
Or I just want to talk about it. Like if you're pissed, like you have to take a leave of absence. And I'm like, no, let's talk about it right now before it gets worse.
See, if I say anything at that time, it's gonna come out heated. It's not gonna solve it. It's gonna make it worse.
That's that comfort.
So I'm trying to make sure that that doesn't come out, actually approach you and address you with respect. But if I do it in the heat of the moment, then you're gonna get the opposite.
And we've had those moments. Like when we first started dating, I would tell people, we don't argue, we just have discussions. Nah, since we've been married, there's been some real heated like things that I wish I could take back. Not even just words, but action. Like it's just, it can go there. And as hard as it is, I am learning to give him his space and then to not let his space affect me when he does come back. Because sometimes when he gets his 15, 20 minutes away, I'm still fuming and I'm like, oh, why we can't talk right now? And I'm just boiling and boiling. And when he's actually ready to come back and talk, now I'm about to explode because I've been, feeling like, why are we waiting so long to talk? So it's really, really, it's a learning process. And I think that's like the lesson number 4. Like we're polar opposites. Like there are very few things that I would say that we're similar on. And it's not a bad thing. I'm a firm believer in opposites attract. Every other person I've ever dated has been more like me, and this just never worked out. Too much of a socialite, too much of an extrovert, always trying to be out there and around other people. With him being introverted and me extroverted, it works because we balance each other out. But then you have those moments where we're so polar opposite that we clash. So it's like a old magnet that don't want to connect anymore or something. And we just have to learn, like I have to learn that whatever it is that he needs that in order for us to work and vice versa. So there's always compromise. There's always, changing and trying to figure out how this is going to work. Like, where can we meet in the middle?
Again, said before, like our personalities are very different. We do meet at the middle, according to the same goals, the same faith belief system. Like those, the fundamental components, they align.
Have a good foundation,
But
spiritually.
yeah, but our perspectives can be like way off just because our personalities are so different. That's what makes it hard to communicate because I'm speaking one language, she's speaking another, and now we're trying to mesh both of them to a form where both of us can use and get through to each other. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, and then we just have to kind of just fall back and then retry again. So I guess really the biggest thing is, like she said, like you do have to you have to want it. Like it's not gonna happen by accident. You have to determine in your mind, this is what I want, this is the person that I want to be with. Even though, she done pissed me off, I done pissed her off, like for real, like it has to be, you have to, yeah, the love is still there. Love still don't mean, just because you're mad with someone don't mean you don't love them. But again, just understanding that this is something that I'm not gonna quit on. Like I will not quit. That's one thing I told myself. No matter how bad it gets, I may want some space, but I'm not quitting unless the other person just decides to give up. So I've always been that way, and if she decided to quit, and that tells me she done gave up.
You ain't gonna ever quit. You don't think you'll ever just quit?
No, again, I may want my space, but just up and quit, like it'll take something very, very drastic. So pretty much, I'm gonna stay in the game. I'm gonna fight. It's not, I know you will. I know you waiting on that moment.
Physically.
I know you waiting on that moment. So you just don't stand by her. But all in all, guys, like I said, the main thing is just knowing that she knows that I'm loyal to her. Like that's not a question. And I know the same thing about her. So at the end of the day, when we just feud and fighting and then just can't seem to get it together, I can at least say, okay, I know the love and the loyalty is definitely there. Like that's not a question. So that keeps it grounded and just reminds me that it's something to fight
for. All right. I think we had some other stuff we learned these last 2 years, but we think we're gonna cut it off right here, and maybe
sure?
Yeah, because people don't like watching long-winded videos, and this is pretty long already. Okay. I know we have a lot to say, and he don't really talk a lot, but get him talking about Jesus, sports, or stuff like this, relationships, and he'll go on and on.
I have my moment. I mean, I'm not the talker of relationships, so give my windows.
Anyway, so hopefully he'll feel like talking again another time. We got a lot of other ideas for this little series, and I think I'm gonna just call it the Marriage Chronicles with the Jacksons or something lame like that. I don't know. We'll see. But that's again if we can get him to come back and talk more about other things like what's the most annoying thing that I do, or what's the thing you love most about me?
You want me to answer those now?
No. No. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something or got something out of it. We're no experts by any means. Literally, like for 2 years. Like that's not a lot, but at the same time, like a lot has happened in those 2 years. So hopefully anything we said kind of resonated with some people. And if you have something you want to hear us talk about or you want to ask us, I think we're pretty open people.
Yeah, we'll answer the question
to
the
best of our ability. We ain't putting all our business out there, but we'll definitely give you some real truth about what this is and how it works. So yeah, just hit us in the comment section or hit us up on any of our social media.
Her social.
He's a troll. He just scroll, and then don't ever like anything.
That's not true. I like some stuff, but ain't nothing to talk about.
Okay. Unless it's
sports,
alpha related.
Alpha
or sports. You'll post about that.
Hey, clear cut, man.
I don't even get no Woman Crush Wednesday no more. He
I show you every Wednesday. I don't what?
Okay. Anyway, long enough video. Hopefully you guys watch to the end. Like, subscribe, Live.Radiance. Follow me with my hair journey, or if you want to follow because you think I'm gonna have him on here again, which hopefully I will, then that's fine too. Subscribe and comment below. All right. Till next time. Peace.
Hey guys, take care.